Hi, viewers. Welcome back. This is Sudha, the Chief Consultant at Proxil. And as you know, Proxil has taken this wonderful initiative to invite guests, experts, industry leaders who can share, suggest, and support this entire situation in helping people to cope up and manage how they would deal with their personal and professional life during the lockdown period. Now, our series, Adding Value Impacting Lives, tends to bring a lot of guests and specialists who have different opinions or perspectives to share with all of us. We have one special guest today, Miss Chitra Lele, and all the way from UK, and she's here to share a lot of things which gives us an understanding and a scope of how we can deal with the situation in a much better manner. Welcome, Chitra. Welcome to the program. It's a pleasure having you on our show.
Thank you so much for having me on your show, and it's a great honor for me to be a part of this wonderful initiative that you've launched, Proxel and your team, because the tagline is it's so apt. It resonates with me at the deepest level because all my work, research studies, purpose, passion revolves around collective community. Adding value to others' lives, sort of helping them to tap into their innate powerhouse of positive energy. So, and in current times, it's much needed. So, I'm more than happy to to have this conversation with you and to share whatever little knowledge I have with all our friends out there.
Thank you so much, Chitra, for that wonderful thought that you shared about the initiative that we have taken. Now, to all our viewers, Chitra is a very interesting and a dynamic person. So, I'm going to give a brief introduction about her. She's a young, dynamic owner of a firm, software firm, and she's a solution architect. And she is a record setting author who has written more than 38 books in the last 9 years, starting at a very tender young age at 18. She's also an award winning poet, a research scholar, and her publications talk about scholarly articles, research papers, academic, and reference books. In addition to all this, the main focus of her publication is to bring transformation and change in others. And coming from a young person's take on life, that is what attracts or makes her audience get interested in her work. And overall, her focus is to add value to the entire community as a collective way. Thank you and welcome once again, Chitra. So, understanding the fact that the situation, as we all know, we are managing and right now accepting and trying our best to adapt to it. But in spite of all that, there are a lot of challenges people are facing. There is a difference in the way that they are looking at it. And of course, the personal attitude and the behavior of people has changed during this situation. So, what, according to you, is the drastic change in the attitude and the behavior that you've been observing around you?
It's a very apt question. Given the current situation, the number of challenges that have been thrown in the path of people across various walks of life has increased manyfold. Anyways, we were facing a lot of challenges in our day-to-day life, normal lives, but this lockdown, global lockdown, is like a psychological experiment. The world's biggest psychological experiment to see how people really hold on to
True.
their positive side, they get into the mode of depression. Now, there's a mixed reaction to this entire COVID crisis, and I've been observing people in the last 3 weeks around me, in my teams, in my unit classes everywhere. So basically, what has happened is the intensity of challenges has increased manifold times
Mm,
on the
mm,
population in general, especially on the working class in particular, the employers and employees, because the dynamics of working have changed so drastically.
mm.
Although we did have work from home setup environments earlier, but that was a limited way of operating. Now most of the companies have shifted their work from the office environment towards the sort of a home environment. But again, here there are a lot of challenges because there's a big threat in terms of cyber risk management, especially for big companies where lots of data is involved,
Correct.
or the site is very big. The employees are not able to handle this when they are trying to transfer the data on the internet over the wire. Because it's an open access area. There's no private security network installed at your home, right? You may use VMC, you may use several other security protocols, but the cyber risk attack vectors are so huge these days that the employees are not able to take care of it, and the employers are also not in a position to have a preemptive action plan for this. This is one area which has been affected very badly, and even the customers are not able to trust the companies because their data is totally open.
Right.
This is one very challenge that we need to work on going forward when the economy bounces back. We don't have a comprehensive ecosystem for this.
Sure.
We do have an ecosystem, but it's operating in pockets here and there. There's no comprehensive multi-nodal, multi-level ecosystem which involves all the stakeholders. Second, that I've observed in the last 3 to 4 weeks is there are two categories of people. Most people fall in the first category. Most of them have gone into this deep bout of depression. They're worried about their jobs. They're worried about their schools. Whatever studies or whatever college or degree they are doing, what will happen to them?
Right.
Majority of people are in this category, but there's a minor degree of population that is looking at this COVID crisis, including myself. That okay, I have my job today. Maybe after a week I may not have it, but then I need to take care of my finances beforehand. The preemptive, proactive approach has come into play. We are going back to the basics. Like for example, a few generations ago, example, my grandparents right now, they have the money, have the resources to have a luxurious lifestyle, but they are more happy in the simple joys of life. Right. So they are not affected by the COVID crisis. So I'm also, some of my friends, myself, we are going back to the basics. We are, okay, let's invest our resources, including our energy plus monetary resources, in a wise and smart manner, consciously.
Right.
So going forward, when the economy bounces back, rises from the ashes, we have that kind of a margin that will help us to cover that period of time. So these are two different diverse mindsets that I'm witnessing currently after the COVID crisis. Another thing is immediately after the lockdown, what happened is most individuals started retracting in this shell of insecurity. Most individuals, and they started staying up for longer hours than usual at night, thinking about what's going to happen. But on the other hand, there were some individuals in various parts of the world that came together to sort of have community initiatives that could help each other in this particular era of COVID-19.
True.
Obviously, now physical distancing measures in place, so they used the transformative side of technology to have these collective initiatives going. Zoom calls, webinars on mental health, webinars on IT trends, so webinars on certifications, so that when the economy bounces back, people who have no jobs right now are well equipped to get back into the economy, because the companies, when they come back online, right now everybody is offline in a different mode. When they come back online in the economic world, they will have employees who are well equipped with the right technology trends. I'm telling you this from my perspective because I'm a software engineer.
Right.
For other industries, things will change, but you need to upskill and reskill yourself.
Yes.
Sometimes your hobby right now could become your passion, and your passion could turn into your profession down the line. Absolutely. So this, again, the categories are always going to be two categories, negative and positive. But the positive side is it's low in number, and that's very, very unfortunate. And that is why people like yourself and myself, we are coming together to sort of increase the number there.
True.
And and another important thing that I've seen, it's a positive thing because I've seen this personally, and I've experienced it personally in terms of when I have conversations with people, that several people are realizing the fact that we need to now change our lifestyle. We need to make conscious decisions and choices when it comes to various aspects of our life, right? From spirituality to economic to social to personal. Right. So by the time we are out of this crisis, we should be able to come up with solutions that are economically and socially viable, sustainable, and social inclusion is also taken care of. Because right now, everybody is operating from a space of competition. I need to get that share of promotion. I need to get that chunk of money. So we need to have collaboration. So this is one positive trend that is really picking up momentum. Although the momentum is slow, it needs to pick up more pace. It will happen over the next couple of weeks. But these are some of the attitudes and thoughts, both transformative and limiting, that are playing around in the environment right now.
Absolutely. That's a wonderful amount of information shared. And the fact that, we've seen people getting more prepared, more conscious, and also very cautious about what is in for them, going forward, and also being very mindful, I would say, of the situation, because this was so uncertain, and as it all hit us, we were not prepared for it. So there is always an anticipation of what may happen again. I mean, people are getting into that cautious mode of thinking and preparing not only for the current moment but also for the future, which is the positive side of it. But again, there are situations and challenges which we'll all have to deal with. But the fact that we're all coping with it and trying our best is what is the need of the hour, right? Okay. Chitra, what is the personal resilience in terms of the personal transformation that you see in people?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to such tough times, resilience is a factor that plays the most important role in sort of rising up
Right.
above and staying high on the tide of transformation. Now, when we talk about resilience, the basic definition of resilience is the ability and skill to overcome any kind of challenge and then come out stronger and wiser and more confident. For
Mm.
example, if you take a bamboo tree, when it's struck by a strong blowing wind, it does not break. Why does it break? Because it bends. It goes with the flow of the wind. And when the wind subsides, it comes back to its original position, standing tall and erect and stronger. The same dynamics when we apply to our personal transformation, which is related to the deeper dynamics of our life in terms of our personality.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you sort of develop your resiliency towards failure. Right now, what is happening in the COVID crisis? People are looking at this crisis as a failure. Okay, no problem. Look at it as a failure because somewhere even we are responsible as a human collective consciousness because we have misused our resources, Mother Earth. So somewhere, we are being sort of punished. So, okay, look at it as a failure, but don't look at it as a stumbling block. Look at it as a learning experience, a life lesson, a source of growth. See, when we look at success, we embrace success with responsibility, ease, and grace, and also the fruits of success. Similarly, we need to embrace failure and its fruits. When you experience success, you definitely self praise yourself, right? So
Yeah.
when you experience failure, no problem. You self criticize, self blame yourself, but only for a short while.
Mm-hmm.
Then you need to sort of self forgive yourself, get into self forgiveness mode, understand what your mistakes are,
Mm-hmm.
as a individual and as a collective community, work on those mistakes, find out the loopholes, and then move on. But
Right.
don't repeat those mistakes. And the third aspect of this, this process of analyzing, diffusing, processing failure is self restore. Come back to your original composure baseline.
Mm.
Regain control of your emotional landscape
Right.
so that you can look at the situation from the objective observer mode, from the wise witness mode. And then you can see the nitty-gritty details, you can see the big picture perspective, and you can then analyze your mistakes. You can understand what you could have done differently, or what would you do differently if a similar kind of situation arises in the future.
Right.
You have an action. And the last aspect of this resiliency building exercises, initiate yourself into proactive action mode. Because as I mentioned earlier, after the fact will never work.
Right.
After the fact will let us down. We need to be preemptive and proactive in our approach towards resiliency, our approach towards personal transformation. So what we are doing here is when we are looking at COVID or any other failure in life, we are looking at it as a milestone. We are
Right.
trying to develop a set to see what are the life lessons hidden behind this wall of failure. So once you have those life lessons with you, you can carry them forward on your onward journey, apply them, and then you can achieve your next milestone in a much confident manner, more resilient manner, because you're adding to your personal transformation momentum. At the same time, your resiliency also improves because you're looking at failure as just like success, another learning opportunity or another opportunity for growth or experimentation or creativity, critical thinking.
Yeah.
So this is what personal transformation is. Now, when you apply these dynamics to, say, your business or your company,
Yeah.
it's about business continuity and maturity.
Right.
So, wherein you're trying to say that the organization has the ability to respond, to sense and respond to unforeseen circumstances. But again, here you have this big catch that you need to have the right tools in the business continuity and mindset toolkit in terms of perception gap analysis, in terms of failover plans, a great team culture, positive team dynamics, best practices. Because all these tools are needed to have a proactive approach towards disruptions. Now, COVID is a disruption, right? So
Right.
to deal with this, you be prepared beforehand. And there's one very important factor that organizations need to remember: big, small, medium. That they need to be aware of that loopholes in the organizational framework at all levels. They need to be aware. They need to be, they need to have radical self acceptance of those loopholes. I mean, you can't cover them up and then say, okay, I will come up with a plan and then face all the disruptions successfully and still continue my business operations. No, you need to be radically accepting of those loopholes, and then you can fine tune your tools in the business continuity and maturity toolkit.
Yeah.
Now, when you apply these two dynamics to your entire personality,
Right.
both in personal life and team settings, then there's one very important factor that comes into picture, and that is emotional openness. Currently, most people are not emotionally open about their feelings. They're trying to say, "Oh yeah, we're very strong," and no, nobody's strong. Everybody's having some challenge at some level, at some degree. But
Right.
be emotionally open and honest about one's feelings and emotions in an objective manner. I mean, no bias or judgment attached to it. One can, tap into the shadow side of one's personality. This is a good time.
Yes.
COVID or no COVID, but this is a good time.
Yes.
Because then you can process, deal with it, diffuse it, or integrate it, or transmute the shadow side. So you're embracing both positive and negative, and then you have this holistic development going on for you. And this is also improving your emotional intelligence quotient, because you're saying, okay, I am weak, but I also have the strength to convert that weakness into my strength, or transmute it, or diffuse it, or whatever standpoint you have
Yes.
for a particular.
Right.
And when you have these dynamics applied in the organizational setup also, it works wonders. Organizations are failing in this aspect because they don't have creative ways of helping their employees to open up.
Right.
Most employees are operating under fear, under judgment, under pressure. You need to have creative ways, like you can have a fun Friday session where employees open up in an honest manner, any fearfulness. And this will help organizations to also tackle problems in the initial phase itself, before they become full-blown obstacles going forward.
Sure.
And this then sort of adds to the entire resiliency level of the teams, as well as the organizations, and also at the individual level.
Correct.
So
Absolutely. Yeah. So a total agree, and I think that's remarkable amount of suggestions given shared by you, Chitra. The fact that it's all testing time for each one of us in different perspectives, whether it be personal, professional, whether you're employed or running your own business, or in any scope of way that we can think of. And also the fact that we need to convert our challenges into opportunities, and those opportunities is what we need to see with the right mindset and the positivity in every adverse situation that is there around us. I guess that is the basic, a trick, or the main thing that we have to focus on in order to not only personally improve ourselves, but also be more prepared for the future with the right positivity and the right productive approach towards things. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I just wanted to add one point to
Sure.
this. If we look at COVID-19 and we look at Mother Nature, so
Uh-huh.
the biggest life lesson after looking at Mother Nature and after studying the pattern of COVID and how it has spread across all the continents, we need to look at Mother Nature, that she's still calm. She's
Right.
taken her much breather from
Yeah.
all the pressures that come on her, but she's still calm and she's continuing her evolutionary journey.
Right.
So she's not, she's not gotten into depression or something. She's still continuing her journey. So this is something that we need to adapt from her, because her life lessons are embedded in everything. You look at the trees, the tall trees, they signify persistence. You look at the lofty mountains, they signify determination. There's so many lessons that we need to pick up from her, and we need to honor those lessons by implementing them in our lives.
True, true. Totally agree. And I would definitely go with you on that. There's a lot of learning around us. And fortunately, with this lockdown, we have got time to focus inward, not only that inner engineering, which needs to be set right, but also the surrounding, the environment. There are lessons in everything around us, which we've ignored over the years. So I would definitely say this is a very good time where we can reset our focus, rethink, and realign the entire process system, and go out there after everything is back to normal, and strike with all your confidence, energy, and strength in the right direction to make the best of everything that's there, right? So yeah. Thank you so much, Chitra, for sharing such valuable information and adding a lot of value to all our viewers. I'm sure your thoughts and your understanding analysis of different perspectives would help people think in deep as what they need to do, what they're doing, and what is already has happened. So it's a wonderful time to rethink and recheck on themselves. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure totally to have you on our show, and we wish our viewers all the very best in their journey of dealing and handling situations and going forward with all the positive, the right mindset, and be very productive in their approach. Right?
I definitely like to add to your value addition. I mean, you've mentioned some really great points. See, as you mentioned about transformative attitude, positive mindset.
Right.
So when we look at a situation from a realistic perspective, you can definitely see the positive nuggets hidden in that situation. For example, coronavirus itself, the COVID virus. Look at its full form. I've devised a full form and I try to share it with everybody around me.
Okay.
There's positivity in the coronavirus full form itself. I mean, C stands for care for the self, care for each other. O stands for overcome inertia of any kind.
Yes.
R stands for remain mindful of your choices and decisions. O stands for open your mind to creativity and critical thinking, which is very important currently.
Right.
N stands for nurture the inner landscape with transformative thoughts. And A stands for acknowledge the power within you. You have the power to change your reality. And we as co-creators of this reality, collective consciousness, we definitely have the power to, transform the current situation into something miraculous. Right now, our Mother Earth is a blue dot, just a blue dot. We fix this phrase with beautiful. And it's up to us to make it beautiful. So it's my earnest appeal to one and all through Proxel, of course, your team, my team, all the teams coming together, sort of, add more value to each other's life, because you guys are doing a wonderful job, by helping people to tap into the deeper dynamics of life. Because life on the outside is an external anchor. It's limited. It's transitory. But you guys are helping, people like myself and so many others to tap into the innate wisdom that all of us have in our heart hub. We need to operate from the logical perspective and from the creative perspective. And you guys are doing a wonderful job, because by inviting us, you are helping us also to tap into our innate powerhouse of positivity. So I really want to make an appeal to one and all that, please, let's leave aside competition. We have done that enough for so many years. Let's leave it aside. Let's collaborate and you see the difference. And then, life will be one seamless continuum of joy, of health, peace, prosperity for one and all.
Right.
And I really thank you so much for having me on your show. It was a great chat. I mean, I also learned a lot of things from your end.
Thank you.
And I hope people learn from our conversation and apply these dynamics to their life. Definitely help them along the path of personal transformation, business maturity.
Absolutely, Chitra. It's been a total pleasure talking to you here. And I feel so elated and positive. I mean, you've converted the entire COVID into a positive, expansion, which, of course, it kind of diffuses the fear and the negativity attached to it. I guess it's all in the way that we look at it. And we just love doing this video series where we're bringing a lot of thought, positivity, and people with a strong mindset in order to, help everyone, the viewers especially, to deal and tackle with their situation. So what may come, please be assured, viewers, that there is always positivity and there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's just that we have to be patient like Mother Earth and go in the right direction with the right thought process and think of the positivity and the beauty that surrounds us. Okay, so as we speak and as we all share these ideas and beautiful thoughts, we wish you all the best, and please do stay home and stay safe. Thank you so much, Chitra, once again, and thank you, viewers. And till we come back again, take care. Thank you.
God bless you all.
Thank you.
Bye.